Hello, everyone. This is Toby, the Galactic Intuitive. Welcome back to the Lionsgate Portal series of messages. Thank you so much for being here. Today is, what is it? Message 7? Message 7. How's everybody doing? It is Saturday, August the 2nd, and technically today's my day off, like from all my many jobs. However, I am here because we're doing these daily messages, right? And interesting, I just kind of feel like smiling today. I mean, that's not the only thing I'm doing today, but I felt a shift last night, and our weather changed too. So that could be part of it. It's a lot cooler. We've had some rain. It's overcast. So that certainly literally takes the heat off. Feels like some pressure has been released. And I went with my son and we did some school shopping and, preparation for sports and all the fall activities. Oh my gosh, the traffic was insane. However, that being said, everything, it just felt very lighthearted. There was a lot of laughter, and even with the amount of people, and I've joked about the traffic and how ridiculous it was, but even with all the people and the lines and, all the things associated with school shopping when there's lots of crowds involved, it felt happy. There were a lot of smiles. There was a lot of joking around. And I think it's important to note that and to remember that and to sit in that energy as much as we can. And especially when it shows up in kind of unexpected places, because when you're talking about crowds of people and people who are a lot of times rushed and trying to find just the right things and take advantage of the sales, and it's tax-free weekend here this weekend, all those things, it can create some level of irritation, irritability, impatience, right? Even with the traffic, I mean, there weren't a lot of honking horns and rude behavior or anything like that. So it's really, we have a tendency to notice when those unfavorable behaviors occur. How about we start paying attention to the favorable behaviors? I don't know if I want to say favorable, but you know what I mean. The pleasant behaviors. What if we took note of those every time instead of focusing on the things the unpleasant things that occurred? Just a thought. As we're shifting our focus and our energy in alignment with that, we need to be aware of, I don't know why I keep doing this. We need to be, it's really not that comfortable. I'm trying to get comfortable, but I'm having a hard time today. We need to be aware of where our mind goes to when the messages always seem to piggyback one on the other. But we were talking yesterday about celebrating the successes and the accomplishments, no matter how big or small, of July. So when we look back on our day, I mean, this is basically a general gratitude practice. I think that's really important. And we don't even have to name it a gratitude practice. Sometimes I think that it's the names of things like that can be off-putting for some, not for everybody, but it may make it, calling something a practice can bring a sort of weight with it. So what if we just start to, every time we notice something unpleasant, we look for the pleasantness that's usually right next to it, or at least within reach, right? So keep smiling. I know that sounds corny. It feels corny saying it, but it is the energy today is lighter. And I hope you guys are feeling that too. If you're not feeling that, then I would invite you to look for the pleasantness that is around you, and to, at bare minimum, make note of that in equal measure to making note of the unpleasantness. And then you may just find that you're noting the pleasantness more than the unpleasantness. I feel like I'm making up words. That would not be unusual. All right. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you guys are doing and how you're feeling as we are moving through this portal and moving towards 8/8. Now, next weekend may be a little challenging, so getting in this habit now is probably a good idea because it'll help us as things kind of unfold over the coming weeks. Yeah, I think that's it. However, I like this trend we have going of pulling a card at the end of our little talks here. So we're going to continue with that. And this time, I was using the Sacred Forest Oracle for the last 2 times by Denise Lynn. This time, we are using the Life Soul Vision Oracle from my dear friend and mentor, Romy Weiser. I love this deck. It is absolutely beautiful. Oh, and I have to say thank you to my dear friend Diane for pointing out. Remember yesterday I was talking about the winging thing that I do when I'm shuffling, and she made note that she felt that there was energy being transmitted into the cards whenever I do that, like a heart energy. So we're going to go back to what feels right, because it did feel weird for me to try to pin my elbows in. It felt very weird, and it did not feel natural. So if the winging bothers you, okay, let's wing. All right, we are also obviously sticking with the theme of being weird, being quirky, being you. All right, one more, and we'll just see what. That felt like a very dramatic turn. We'll just see what the Life Soul Vision has to, and our guides would like to include right now for us. Probably going to be a shorter message. Although I said that yesterday and it ended up being 20 minutes or almost. Yeah. Yeah, see, here we, oh, and we had card 23 yesterday, didn't we? Or was that the day before? I don't remember. However, we have card 32, another 5, change, and this one is waves crash and stars fall. Okay, what was I just saying? Let me try to get away from the ring light. There we go. Can you kind of see that? There we go. Sorry about that reflection, you guys. I can't really, aha, angle it. So remember what I feel like I'm hiding. Remember what I was saying about focusing on the pleasantness, especially as we may be moving into times of a bit more chaos. I know it's hard to imagine that things could be any more chaotic, but it has that potential, especially astrologically, for next weekend in particular. But then it smooths out around mid-August, 11th, 12th, and thereafter. Waves crash and stars fall. Feels is very much about kind of like a tower. It's a little bit softer, I think, than a tower, but it's ooh, hang on just a second. I had a sense of something. It is about things shifting and changing, and some things being, I'm hesitating to say washed away, because I am really strongly getting the sense of there is a potential of another flood event. And I don't like to be the bearer of that type of news, but I'm really getting that strongly. maybe August 5th. I'm not sure where though. It feels like, oh, this is unexpected. It feels like, where's that area? Maybe Indonesia. That part of the world, potentially, from like, I'm not getting something specific. So I would say from like India to Taiwan is coming up. That my human brain is saying that's not right, but that's what I'm hearing. Okay, we're going to clear that. So but allowing yourself to find gratitude in the pleasantness that happens every day. Because it's in having this, I'm going to say practice, but it's creating that pattern in your mind. It's actually restructuring like thought patterns and what you're, because the mind often goes to what it knows, right? It always goes to what it knows. So it's not necessarily from the mental space that we create new things. It's from the heart space and from our intuitive space. And I don't mean to keep bumping the camera. I'm sorry, it keeps wobbling. So we do intentionally need to, if we want to change our thought patterns, that's something that happens with intention, it doesn't happen just on its own is what I'm getting at. So as we have this potential for, I'm really getting this being an organization or governmental type thing, something being deconstructed, we'll say, around that. But that was that message from a couple of days ago too, about the full moon in Aquarius, and about how things are, some things are going to be revealed. And that felt to be in a governmental, political type capacity that happens. I was actually getting more specifically like a head of state or something in that realm, close to that, something being revealed. So this may be what this is referring to, because I was just talking about this gratitude practice and being aware of where our mind is going to and what we're paying attention to. Are we honoring and maintaining the energy of the pleasantness? Or are we so fixated on the unpleasantness that we're maintaining that frequency? So when you go out and you do your shopping and there's a lot of traffic, when you return home, are you carrying the frustration of that, the traffic and everything with you? Or, and if you are, I mean, we're human, so this is not any sort of judgment at all, but if you are, can you shift that? Can you, if it's difficult to shift it, can you just go to gratitude for, I accomplished the task I needed to accomplish? Or if you weren't able to accomplish it, then maybe that was, there was that interference was purposeful, and there was a reason why, even if you don't know what it is. So shifting to a point of gratitude for maybe just being back at home. So yeah, it is important that we do that. It is important that we do that, that we allow ourselves, again, it goes back to fun, finding the fun and finding the joy in every single day and every day, because we talked about it yesterday. We're not meant to, we're not here to just work, friends. We are not here just to work. And we spend a lot of time working. Most of us do. So how much energetic space are you willing to make for fun? And by looking at that is important, because that might give you an indication too of where your self-worth is. First of all, what you associate with self-worth and what you think you're deserving of, as far as, where your energy goes and what you're spending time doing. So things to consider, things to consider. Okay. I think that is enough. I appreciate you guys so, so much. Thank you for being here. As always, I hope these were helpful. Something I forget to say. A couple things I'm almost forgetting to say. First of all, the discount for the readings ended on the 31st. I neglected to say, hey, this is the last day. I'm going to extend it through this Lionsgate portal. So it'll be extended through August 12th. That is 20% off readings that are scheduled and while the coupon is valid. Okay. Doesn't mean you actually have to have the reading between now and the 12th, but it needs to be scheduled during that time frame. And so I will include that coupon in the description here, down in the box. You'll be able to find it. And you can schedule the reading there. If you have any questions, just email me, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, something I always forget to say. I don't think about it. But please, if this resonates with you, if you've enjoyed this in any way, if it was entertaining in any way, please be sure to like, share, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. It helps so, so, so much. It helps so much. It helps this channel and the messages get picked up by the algorithm. It makes a huge difference with that. It helps these messages get out to other people. And it helps me. So thank you so much. My goal is to grow this channel. So I appreciate all of you that are able and willing. It is free to subscribe. So thank you for subscribing if you have, or if you're considering. Okay. That's enough of the announcements. Thank you so much for being here. As always, I appreciate you. I'm sending you lots and lots of love, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of Saturday, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you.